welcome to Sagas of Sundry, Goblin Mode. I'm your Dungeon Master, Amy Vorpal, and with me today, as ever, are your Minions of Mayhem, your Terror Squad, played by...
Hi everyone, I'm Dan Casey. I play Fibs, the skeleton who's a wizard and is also ready for whatever may come.
I don't know about that.
I'm Danielle Radford. I play Bizzee. Bizzee is a skeleton who is a bard rogue multi-class, and Bizzee is not ready for whatever may come.
Hi, I'm Jason. I play Tippy, who is a goblin artificer, and I'm definitely not ready for what's to come because I'm in jail.
Oh, that's right.
Free
Tippy!
Free to bros! Free Tippy!
Oh my God, have we already parted? No, we haven't yet.
No, we haven't.
No, but I think, yeah, we're going to.
Reality is pretty well veiled at this point.
Yeah, the veil of reality is now being parted by me.
Wait.
No, it's gone now. Your reality, as your consciousness knows it, is now gone.
Some good parting.
Time to dissociate.
I don't know who I am.
I don't know why we're so giddy. It's almost
I'm
like
giddy.
Nervous. We're nervous.
Yeah, I'm definitely nervous.
So while we have parted the veil of reality, we're no longer feeling nervous because maybe this is one of the final episodes of the season and because we just don't really know how this is all going to turn out. Actually, we're really nervous because we are actually north of Fitfettle Delve on a wide road leading north to Calair. And you're with a pack of dwarven guards, as well as Berignius and Gottfrieda and Pakara, all on foot, about 45 minutes north. But your evil overlord, Unzug, has just appeared and put Euthus and Tippy inside of these force cages. As he is victoriously laughing, Unzug does conjure a doorway and steps through, disappearing from sight with his new prisoners. But as Unzug leaves, and as he's taking you, Tippy, along with him, you actually feel the presence of Euthus, and you feel whatever challenges lay ahead, you actually are more prepared than ever for, because you have leveled up to level 4 in the presence of this deity. Just before he leaves through his dimension door, I'm gonna let all of you roll a perception check to see if there's anything that you can see before he completely vanishes.
Okay.
21.
Okay.
18.
11. I notice
Okay.
exactly half as much, if not less.
Well, you each notice different things, but yes, Fibs, you are taken by shock. You're a wizard and he did cast a spell, so you know that this is impermanent. It's made of energy.
Gotcha.
For both of the prisons. Tippy, I mean, you're still with Unzug, but as you're being transported away, you will know exactly where you're going, but you notice that Unzug has put the luck stone in his right pocket, in his robes, which have pockets.
Great.
Oh my God, so convenient.
Oh my God, I love when robes have pockets.
Bizzee, you notice quite a bit. As the dimension door forms, you're just in the exact right spot for this to be seen, where you see where he goes. He goes right to Fatekeeper's ritual room. You're extremely familiar with that room, with the Pay Knight Center. There are way fewer fleshy demons than when you were just there. And you just get a glimpse, but that glimpse has you remember something from your past. You did gain information from the source, from the center of the room, but there was an upkeep room just below it where dwarven mages and other casters would help this Pay Knight crystal generate magic and connection to the source. It's smaller, but it's directly under that Pay Knight crystal.
Oh, so it's like a control room.
A control room, exactly. And there is a way with a trapdoor just straight up into the ritual room from underneath it. The other thing you remember, you fundamentally remember it being able to house and collect natural daylight. So it must have an opening somewhere, a retractable ceiling, but there is something about this room you remember sunlight shining through.
Okay.
With that said, boom, this just happens. Unzug traps the Sundara, traps Tippy, and just kind of leaves. Berignius and Gottfrieda, they secure their troops, and they actually don't know where he went, so they're just shocked. I mean, really quickly after that, you see a big, black, shiny, sleek palanquin run by goblins charging towards you, and Crandall leans out and goes, "Ooh, we've got to get to Unzug."
Crandall?
Yes, it's me. Oh, I cannot stand that Unzug. I'm so angry at him, and I've got to get to him. I'm going to tear him down with my bare hands.
Okay, great. Well, I know exactly where we need to go, so you can go into the room first. That sounds like a good plan to me, and then the rest of us will follow after you go into the room and tear him apart with your bare hands or whatever. But I got to see before he left where they're going, so we just got to go back to Fitfetteldelve.
All right, let's about face. Can you give us a lift, Crandall?
I would love to. It's, yes, these goblins are not behaving. They're not obeying my orders. So, yes, I'm happy to travel with you in this beautiful Unzugian palanquin, but I don't know how fast it will actually go.
Which goblins do we have?
The one that you do recognize, they're mostly just goblins from the day, but you do recognize Mudja Bumfra.
Mudja Bumfra
lives! Mudja Bumfra, just a teenage goblin.
Does Mudja Bumfra look like an impressionist painting?
No.
Or does Mudja Bumfra look like Humpty Dumpty after they put him back together again?
No, he looks actually bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and like a normal teenage goblin. He looks like his name, the butterfly that holds the morning.
Oh God. Great. Bizzee's gonna go up to Mudja Bumfra. You look so good. How are you? Have you been?
Well, thanks so much. I was so good. I'm feeling so good.
You never used to talk like that. Something's different.
It's so good to be in your service. I just thank you so much for getting my feet wet in the Goblin Games.
Oh, thank you so much for helping us test all those traps. So I hear that you all aren't really doing what Crandall keeps asking.
Well, he's a dirty boy.
He is a dirty boy. We've always said that canonically since episode 1. We've said that he's a dirty boy.
Dirty boy. He's the worst. But we need your help to get back to Fitfetteldelve because they
stole the champion. They're trying to discredit the Goblin Games.
Oh no.
So, do you mind if we go with you and we just try to make it really quick? You don't have to listen to him. You can just listen to us.
Oh, I don't have to listen to Crandall?
Never even
Schmuck Bucket
once.
Anymore?
Nope. You can just listen to us from now on.
Then great, yeah. I mean, I'm a big Tippy fan. After that, I mean, he was the last thing I saw before I died. I legitimately died.
I saw. I'm honestly shocked. I'm a skeleton. I defy all logic and undeath. I'm shocked to be talking to you right now.
Well, a guy named Wint said that there were some wagers being placed on me specifically, so he thought that I should get completely resurrected in like full glory, which I think does mean that my purpose on this planet is to one day win the Goblin Games.
Anyway, our friend was kidnapped. We should go.
We should go. And thank you for all of your help and all of your bravery.
Wherever Tippy is wondering, I wonder what my friends are doing to save me right now. I wonder if they're probably fast at work to try to save me.
Oh, yes. Well, we do, as you get the goblins on board with taking you in the palanquin, we're going to go to Tippy. And what you see, Tippy, is you see right before Euthus got captured by Unzug, all of her power did dissipate as she moved further and further away from Fitfetteldelve. You can see she's alive, but she is pretty much passed out within her force cage. And your cage, it basically has bars of force. Again, this is just energy. You on the inside, you're not being affected by the force. It's just holding you as if it were a solid object. But there are gaps in between the bars that are about 1.5 inches wide. Beyond that, these bars are really, really thick. You see that she's passed out. Unzug is controlling these cages just with his hands. They're almost like tied to his hands and floating nearby. You enter the Fate Keeper's ritual room that you just left. Those fleshy demons who are still there are many of them, but none of them attack Unzug. And none of them are coming after you or are coming after Euthus anymore. The big painite crystal in the middle, it's a slab, and Unzug puts your cages both next to each other onto this slab. You feel the painite's power, and as a caster you would feel a little more rejuvenated, except that you feel that all the power is going to Unzug. He's meandering. There's no one else in this room. It is silent beyond the fleshy demons. Some of them who are there skitter out more into Fitfetteldelve, and those who are there are just hanging on the ceiling or around on the floors. He says, as he's moving the cages and placing them in the exact right way,
"What a fortuitous event. Just as I had planned. the goblin, Skurlita, and the coward, Skurlita, both of whom essentially mean nothing in this world.
Okay, so if I mean nothing, why do you want me so bad?
Well, I don't, do I?
Okay, well, let me
I
go.
want your hyoid.
What's that again?
It's the bone in your throat.
That's so weird, man. That's wild. You want my throat bone?
That's right.
Okay, I know a lot of goblins actually back a little bit ways, and they have so many throat bones that I could maybe get for you if you let me go.
But they're not the goblin hero, are they?
I mean, there's a lot of goblin heroes, right? I can't be the only one. My dad, my father. My father was a
I
hero.
understand, Lump, Captain Lump, but I think there is poetic justice that you are the goblin I'm looking for. You were under my care in my lair, and here you are winning the Goblin Games, which I did set up for myself, sponsored by Unzug.
I don't understand why you're doing this. You want my bone, you set up these games. You could have just asked.
Well, it's of no consequence now, is it? I'm getting your bone one way or the other.
Well, I have one question for you.
Well, I do need to get started here.
Yes.
Yes.
Why are you doing this?
Well, it's easy, isn't it? While the side of Aurelia is trying to bring back Fraxis or all the Sundari or whatever that amalgam will turn out to be, I'm going to ascend to Sundarihood.
You want to be a god? With my bone?
That is how Izajar wrote it, and I no longer believe that Izajar is a madman.
So I've got a god bone?
Or Euthus does. It said the Skurlita hyoid, but I'm not taking any chances. I'm using both forms of the word.
Why don't we do this? Why don't you find out Euthus first, and I'll help.
It'll be done at the same time, and then your meaningless life will finally have some meaning as you truly, truly serve Unzug, the Sundari.
You know what, Unzug? We worshipped you.
And you shall worship me again!
No, hear me out. You want to be a god, but you are already a god to us. We cleaned up your dungeons, we set your traps. Bizzee practically could start a temple about you already, but...
But you are three, and I will be the god of many.
You know what? You're right. You're not a god. You know what you are? A disappointment.
Anyway,
Oh yeah, that hurt a little bit, huh?
no.
I saw it in your eyes.
No, it didn't hurt. I'm not a disappointment. Look, I reached a glass
You're just
ceiling
a
of
bummer,
power.
loser, dark lord who can't get bones on his own, so he has to throw a weird goblin games to get some bones. Honestly, big loser activity. And I know a lot about being a loser. I used to be one when I was working for you.
And now, how do you see yourself?
How do I see myself? I'm a freaking champion, baby.
Says the arguably coward goblin inside of my force cage.
And he sinks his hand onto the Painite, and it seems as though the Painite gains energy, but also Unzug gains energy at the same time. And we're back to our skeleton friends who are traveling at this point pretty quickly. The goblins are hoofing it.
We might be able to go fast if we get rid of some dead weight.
Yeah.
Crandall,
It just feels.
I'm looking at you, buddy.
No, not me. I do have so much unfinished business with Unzug. I could help. I'm on your side now. You just tell me what to do and where to be, and I will.
Hold on, let's hear him out. I am gonna tell you what to do.
Well, yes. Look, I don't have. My skills mainly are in operations, but please don't kill me.
Bizzee takes out a clipboard, and to be fair, you did work closer with Unzug than any
That's
of the
right.
rest of us did. How do we straight up murk Unzug? How do we just
Does he have any weaknesses?
any spots we should know about?
So the short answer is no. The bigger answer is
If the bigger answer is yes, I'm going to throw you out of this tower quick.
so the bigger answer is yes and no, but more.
I open the door.
No, it's not his weakness. I mean, look, I understand what he's up to. He's getting the Squirrelator Hyoid into his hands so that he may ascend to deification, but he is not yet a deity, and you do have one. And I think you cannot hurt Unzug. However, I think Euthus might be able to hurt Unzug.
Gotcha.
Okay, well that's good. So he's...
I mean, he is a living, breathing wizard elf just the same as you. There is some mortality to it. However, he has been a necromancer quite a long time, so you are undead, and he might be able to gain control over you specifically.
Well, we have a plan. Don't pay attention to the name. It's called Operation Human Shield. It doesn't mean what you think it does.
Yeah, it's
Well,
just
I am
slang.
a human, so I could be of use here.
That sounds great. I think you have a very important place in our plan.
Okay, and with that, you have decided to keep Crandall. We're back in the Fiddle Delve ritual room, and Unzug secures you and the Sundara Euthus in shackles
Okay.
to the Painite crystal.
Are we out of the force cage or still
Absolutely
in the
not. You're still in the force cage.
Okay, in the force cage.
This is
he
double
busy
duty.
doing necromancy, weird, magey stuff? Is he busy?
Yes.
Can I just roll an investigation to just see if there's anything I can see about this force cage that would help me get out?
So this would be a knowledge arcana.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do a knowledge arcana. Let's see what's up. Okay, that's 22.
A 22.
It's 22.
You can tell that this is, like Fibs knows, it's a cage made of force energy.
It's a cage made of force energy.
It is
Think,
it's
Tippy.
it is very translucent, but you can see every gap between the bars. And in the course of him setting up, you notice that its validity has gone down just slightly. With a 22, this is not a 24-hour cage. It's not even a 12-hour cage. Just the fact that you can see it diminishing even slightly, this seems like it will move a little faster. I'd say about 15, 20 minutes have gone by.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, hello, Unzug.
Ooh, and yes.
Yes.
Before you take my throat bone, weirdo, I have another question for you. How did you become so awe-inspiring and powerful? Before I go, I want to hear your legend so that I could go peacefully in the great goo beyond, knowing the story of the powerful wizard of Unzug.
Nice. And so, what are you?
I'm trying to stall.
You're
No,
trying
I'm trying
to
to stall
stall.
for time.
Because
I know he's busy doing stuff, and it's only going to get worse. But
Yes.
I noticed that the force cage is diminishing and fading. His best choice is probably to wait it out until it breaks.
Yeah.
Before he does something drastic. But I'm trying to play to flatter and play to Unzug's sort of ego.
Okay. Let's do a persuasion check.
Okay. All right. Persuasion. Okay. All right. Hold on. So it's a 6, but remember, I think, we had leveled up, right?
Yes.
So I think because, and you can either pick a feat or increase your ability score, and I think because Tippy has had such proximity to this luck stone, he feels a little bit more lucky. And so I took the feat lucky, so I'm gonna re-roll that.
Okay.
With the ability lucky, which I can do 3 times before a long rest. It's even worse.
How many times can you do it?
I can do it again. I can
got
do it
that
again
tippy luck.
until I use it all. So, okay, this one's way better. 17.
Okay, a 17, much better. Will you keep track of your lucky
Yes,
rolls?
I just, yeah.
Okay,
I love
perfect.
the image of Tippy starting a conversation, then time rewinding as he
Yeah.
realizes he totally beefed it.
Yeah, why don't you tell me about your Dark Lord? Okay, that's not the way in. You're a weirdo who wants my throat, but okay, that's not it.
And then now
How'd
he's,
you decorate your bathroom? Wait, no, I don't actually even want to know that. Okay, I mean, it is silent. Like, I can't stress you enough. This is like, it's ghostly in this room. He does feel the presence of maybe a time crunch, but I guess you see in his mind he's got all the time in the world before this is realized. And he does say,
Well,
did you go to like necromancy school?
hundreds of years for this.
Wow.
What's another 10 minutes to tell you my story?
Eyeball ears. Well, one ear.
The way I became myself. I grew up in a small town outside of Calais.
Yeah.
My town was small, it was meager in size, and I did have ambitions to work as an elf in Clare, but once there, they decided I was not deemed fit. The searing happened, and I took this as an opportunity to expand my knowledge in the desolation, where no one would go, certainly no elves. And that's where I met monsters, and surviving them and learning on the job what my magic could do led me to who I am today. Every ceiling that I met, I burst through it, and my name spread across the land. My real name is not Unzug.
Oh, what is it?
I'm not telling you.
Why not?
Because once you know a person's name, you have some power over them.
Is that true?
I believe so. Isidore thinks so too.
Well, how come I've been telling everybody my name? I could have.
Well, that's a choice, isn't it? That's your choice to make. I'm just choosing
I just
not
go
to do
around
that.
saying, I'm Tippy, I'm Tippy.
Yes, well, you're a little naive, Tippy, aren't you? Tippy?
You're right, Dark Lord Unzug, my sweet, beautiful Dark Lord.
And he continues on with his story of how he got his lair, how he employed skeletons and goblins and oozes, and soon after it all fits that he did become a really incredible Dark Lord with a history and a legend, and folks like you considered working for him to be a real boon, a real mark on their resume.
While Unzug is busy with his story, Tippy waits for a moment where he waxes poetic off in the distance. Tippy grabs his gun not to shoot, but to look through the scope at Unzug and ask a secret, which you said I was allowed to do. And the secret I want to know is, what is Unzug's real name?
Oh my God, I do have this written somewhere. I do have it found.
and
It.
last
Okay.
name.
So I'm looking through my scope at Unzug and I go, I want to ask you a secret. What is your name to my magical scope?
Okay, so you can tell that this gun wants to give you this answer, and you can cast magic within your cage. And he's obviously been dealing with magic outside of the
He's
cage.
busy yapping.
Magic cannot pass between inside and outside the cage, but you do get the sense that that will work.
Okay.
And the gun wants to tell you. It's just that there's this
Yeah.
block that's stopping the magic from going all the way to
Okay.
Unzug.
So it almost told me, and then something was just like, zzz.
Sounds like
Okay, just a little bit of tweaking.
great, amazing. I hate it. Very, very cool.
Okay, great.
Back to you skeletons. You've got Crandall, you are racing, the goblins are enthusiastically running with you now to save their goblin hero. And as you get closer to Fitfettle Delve, you actually run across those flesh demons out in the light, out in the sunlight. Not a huge pack of them yet, but it does seem like this radius is expanding from which they have influence on now. So not a full swarm, but a couple of them are actually going to try to disrupt the goblins.
I turn to Berignius, B6.
Yeah, B6 and
ask-
Gottfried are with you.
Can you clear us a path with your army?
The army is running behind you. They're just not as fast as the goblins. But these leaders are in the palanquin with you. And Berignius, no problem, is going to cast her spirit guardians and create this 15-foot radius.
Just little dwarf babies
Just
floating around
the
our
little dwarf
slurping.
babies. Yeah, and slurping them, creating little
forgot, squeezies.
Creating squeezies out of these flesh monsters. It's moving
human go-go.
really, really quickly though. So the spirit guardians are able to do some damage, but you're still leaving some of them alive in your wake. You're close, you can see the mountain of Fitfettle Delve in the distance. You can also hear kind of shouts of chaos. Gottfried says, if all those flesh monsters came out of that room, I think we're in for a battle.
Do you still have that whistle?
Bizzee pulls out her whistle, brings it up to her lips, and toots pirate stuff.
Amazing.
That's the theme song.
the theme song. And she has now used the whistle of the marked.
Okay, and Gottfried says, I don't understand. What is that?
Oh, we have these friends. They're pirates in a very loving and mutually respectful,
very progressive
relationships with each other. And we are part of them, but we're like not part of that. But anyway, so they have an airship, and so they will be able to come down and help us keep all the civilians here safe.
Isn't that right, Bakura?
Okay, yes, no, we're instructed anytime. I mean, you're only supposed to use it in matters of emergency, so...
We can't unblow that whistle.
Yeah, because they're already coming.
Sounds good. I'll keep an eye out for the skies. In the meantime, once we get to Fetfeldeld, we're dropping me off and I'm just hacking and slashing.
That's fantastic, thank you, because I don't know if you've noticed, we're not really a big hacky-slashy group, so we could use as much with the hacking and the slashing as we can get.
And you all are going straight to the ritual room.
Yes, so we will need some help clearing a path so that we can because we're gonna make a beeline directly into the ritual room so we can go and get Euthus and we can go and get Big Tips and make sure that all the throats are safe.
And Pakara says, I'm going with you. There's no way I'm going to talk to the marked. Well, Tippy's on the slab.
Tippy.
I'll clear the way.
Yeah,
All
Tippy
right.
would hate that. I love it. Honestly, I think that you're one of the best fighters I've seen so far.
Oh, thanks.
So, yeah.
It's almost as if he wanted to get captured so that I would keep saving him. Am I in a codependent relationship?
Not yet.
Right, I get a choice in this.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And
It's complicated.
So with that, you've got them marked on the way, no problem. There's no real hint that this is happening, but you've got Pakara's word that that is what they're instructed to do. And we're back at Tippy in this room. Unzug takes out his luck stone and says,
I'm going to need you to wake up at some point, Euthus.
and he's got this luck stone. It looks unremarkable.
Yeah.
And he says,
And while I have this on my person, I am your champion. You are drawn to me. We are in a symbiotic relationship, but you are useless at the moment. So I exercise all the power. So wake up!
Euthus stirs. You can tell that she's frightened, but just too weak to do anything about it.
Euthus. Euthus.
Hello.
Look me in the eyes. We're gonna get out of here.
The pain knight is not charging me like it once did.
Yeah, that's 'cause old slime bag Unzug here has got your stone.
My champion.
Oh, well, careful with that. I don't think he is. Think he's doing a little something against your will there.
Yes, I cannot use my powers while I'm in this cage. And he says,
That's right. But I can begin now.
and then his eyes roll back in his head and he looks forward and his hands raise into a form that looks like he's manipulating puppets, and you see amidst the fleshy demon bodies that are around 3 skeletons that were in the room before, just buried by these flesh monsters, and they put themselves together, and these are dwarven skeletons like Bizzee, but at the very birth of their undeath. All they can do at the moment is moan, but you see that he has raised them and they are under his full control. In that moment, we're going to the Palanquin folks, and you get closer. The dwarves jump into the fray. They meet up with Ulfrid, who tells them where to go. Ulfrid does come over to you and says, you are our Grand General. There's so many of these demons here.
Okay, folks, listen up. Top priorities right now. We gotta make sure that we save.
Good. Grand General here, everyone.
Hey.
Barignius Burfest is here.
Sweet. Also, you just call me Bizzee. Bizzee's tight. Make sure the little fresh creatures, keep them away from the dwarven civilians, especially any of the babies. We want to make sure we're flanking. There's babies over here. There's babies over there. Keep the babies away.
Many babies.
I don't know. I'm baby banging. So keep them away from the children, if at all possible. Make sure to get the weakest of the dwarven folks somewhere safe where you can watch after them.
We were gonna just send them west to Myrfin, see if we could get arrangement with the goblins there.
Yes, go hang out with the goblins. They are chill. Say hi to Nerf Herflader for me, personally. And then we're going to need you to create a path as we will be taking point. So I will be in the middle. We will have Fibs behind me. Make sure
That's
that
so
you are
brave of you.
You are
to be
you are
surrounded
clearing
by our dwarves.
Yeah, it's amazing because first in front of us will be the bravest soldier that we have. That'll be Crandall. Crandall's gonna walk right in front of me. So it's
No, maybe not me. I am not brave nor useful in a battle. I have no weapons nor armor. It would be certain murder if you sent me into Fit Feral Delve. Look, I want revenge against Unzug as much as possible, but I should not be at the helm. However, again, if you tell me what to do, and I'll do it.
Okay, fine. Bizzee casts Blade Ward on Crandall.
But I'm still going.
Yeah, you're going right up front. All right, everybody. So, just as a reminder, just because he is up front, that does not mean that he is in charge. Please be respectful of his Crandallness, but also you will be receiving orders from B6, Pakara. If you want to listen to us, Crandall is also here. So, make a pocket. Once we are in there, please, again, make sure that we are free from any of those little creepy crawly things because we have got some very important Unzug business. Now I will open the floor for questions. Does anybody have anything? Anybody not named Crandall have anything?
Ulfred says, thank you so much. That was inspiring. We've got about 5 dwarfs to spare. The rest of us, we do need to be, as you said, protecting the many babies that we have here.
Y'all be getting down. Any dwarves that you have to spare would be fantastic. Thank you.
All right, you, and you. You, and you. Go.
What were they? Who are they?
It's 1U, 2Us, 3Us, 4Us, and 5Us.
Okay, great.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. They're with you.
Perfect.
All right, you have 5 dwarves with you. They're gonna lead you down, Crandall at the helm, to the Fetal Fate Keeper's ritual room, and people are screaming. You do see some dwarves go down. There are injuries being made, but you also see the dwarf guard is doing great work. So no babies are dying at the moment. People are evacuating. This is a huge town. I mean, it's...
Does it look like looking over the side of the ledge that we're on? Do we take like an inner staircase down, or is it like the kind of thing where we could maybe take a shortcut if we were to jump and something were to slow our descent?
Oh, you would, yeah, no problem. Yeah, it would be really advantageous to just get over the ledge and into...
Okay.
Yeah.
Who do we have with us again?
We have 5 dwarves, Crandall, and Pakara.
I look at the beefiest looking dwarf, 4Us, and say, you're coming with us. The rest of you, meet us at the ritual room. And Fibs slowly taps himself, Pakora, Bizzee, Crandall, and 4U dwarf. And in his other hand, he pulls out a feather, and you see this sort of bluish light erupt around it before it disappears into the air. And says, follow my lead. And he jumps over the side to feather fall down to the lower level.
Gorgeous.
So cool.
Bizzee pushes Crandall and then jumps down herself.
Okay, but Crandall's in the block.
Yeah, he's in the block.
Crandall's
I just don't trust that he's going to do it himself, and we don't have time to waste.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, you circumvent a lot of the attacks that were going to happen. You can tell that this enormous cavern, this big shaft all the way down to the depths of the earth that you can't even see. But Fetal Delve is maybe halfway up, still a couple hundred feet down, and you're able to jump and land right where the tunnel of the entrance to the ritual room are. You are safe, right? Featherfall, you just stop falling as soon as you want to.
Yeah, as our feet touch the ground, you all feel a normal sense of gravity and weight return to your bodies as we're back on solid earth.
So then you arrive in the room. You're running down the hallway. The big beefy dwarf 4Us is fighting off these fiendish manes for you, and you enter the room, and it is unlike what you saw before. It is filled with crackling red light that is emitting fully from this painite crystal. You see Unzug standing right in the ritual giver's place, and you see 3 skeletons who you recognize, Bizzee. You see them forming a triangle around the ritual room. This red crackling energy shoots up around Unzug and the 3 skeletons. And it forms like an egg-shaped field around Unzug and the 3 skeletons. One is standing directly behind Unzug, about 15 feet behind, and the others are in a triangle on the outside edges of the painite slab.
Does this egg-like prison around Unzug appear similar in nature to the force prison that is surrounding?
No, it does not. It's almost like abjuration, where, yeah, it's protecting them. The Painite is protecting them. The other thing you hear is the skeletons and Unzug begin to chant this chant over and over and over again. And the skeletons don't form the words very well, but it's almost like Unzug's voice box is coming out through them. And they say,
Sundar and Fraxis, until now disastrous power from the astral in Unzug become natural.
Sundar and Fraxis, until now disastrous power from the astral in Unzug become natural. Bizzee, you recognize these skeletons as previous Fatekeeper dwarves.
Okay. Are they looking at me? They're just very like in their
Everyone, yeah.
trance?
Unzug and the 3 skeletons are, for all intents and purposes, pretty comatose as they're chanting this.
Okay.
Tippy, your force cage looks nigh on over, but it's still holding up. So with that, everyone roll initiative.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Okay, I've got many initiatives to roll.
Yeah, that bad?
Yep.
Oh no.
I think Jason and I are on the same footing here.
Okay.
That's so bad.
All right, anyone get a 16 or higher?
I did. I got 18.
Okay, great. Bizzee, you're gonna go first. Anyone get an 11 or higher? Y'all, hello? Anyone get a 6 or higher? No? That was 6 or higher. 5?
Now, what if I told you I did a crit fail? And so mine would be 1 plus my initiative. So that's 5.
Okay, so you'll go last.
Well, I also got a crit fail.
Okay, maybe you won't go
And
last.
so my initiative modifier makes that a 2.
Oh my god.
So not the worst, Tippy, but not the
Not great.
best.
Not
And
great.
then
It's
Fibs
so
is
many
gonna go
plans.
last. Roll an Arcana check.
Okay. Roll an Arcana check, and that is going to be 15.
At the top of the 4th round, the cages will diminish.
Okay,
and be
great.
done.
Great.
So Bizzee, you're actually up first. What you see are 10 different swarms of flesh demons. You see Unzug, your 3 skeletons, all protected by this layer of crackling red energy. Beyond that, you do see Euthus and Tippy on the table. You also hear everyone chanting. They're not moving at all.
Okay, and so the energy that they are protected by, can I do a check to see what would be able to penetrate that, or?
You're a dwarf, so let's see if you know. Yeah. Let's see if you know that it's coming from the Painite.
And what am I rolling for?
Oh yeah, good call. Nature.
Okay, so that is dirty 20.
You would know that Painite is incredibly powerful, but it also is still just a gem. So even its energy is going to be pretty elemental in nature, and bludgeoning would do well against it. But the other thing you know is that since it is channeled by magic, it's not without consequence attacking.
Okay, so bludgeoning would work well. Psychic damage?
No, it doesn't have a brain.
But could I still do psychic damage to anything protected by the energy?
You can try.
I can try? Great. Okay, so I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers on one of the skeletons.
Okay.
Because what I want to do is I want to break that chant. I want to get them to stop chanting, to just stop this from happening.
Okay.
So I am going to pick one of the skellies. And so for Dissonant Whispers, Discordant Melody. Well, I don't know how to do that. I only know how to sing on key.
That's true. Cannons.
Too talented.
Can you do the chant for me again?
Yes, I can. Sundar. Until now,
disastrous the power of the astral
become
natural. She's just trying to like get them off beat.
Okay.
So like maybe if she can like get them off beat or like say the words like Unzug sucks. Unzug sucks hard.
Okay.
He sucks hard. He
I
sucks
love
hard.
it.
We hate him.
I roll a saving throw,
And the spell save DC on that is 12.
Okay, you can tell that while they're encased within this shield, they are just unresponsive to your whispers.
So they're not hearing it at all.
Not at all.
Well, since I did that, I'm gonna go ahead and take my cunning action. I'm gonna go hide because I'm sure Unzug probably saw me try to mess with them.
Okay, so you're gonna hide in this room. I think
Behind Crandall.
Behind. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes.
Great. You're
Yes.
gonna Operation Human Shield
Yep.
is in order.
Unless there's something like better, but I did
There-
just cast something on
It's
him.
it's fairly empty in this room minus
Yeah.
the swarms, but
Yeah, this is why I brought him.
who are you hiding from exactly?
Basically, because of how many times Bizzee has tried to cause a distraction, and then someone was immediately like, "I see you, dum-dum." Her first thought was, "Oh, I just need to hide so that Unzug doesn't immediately zero
perfect.
in on me."
From Unzug. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, go ahead and roll your stealth.
Okay, that's a 13.
13. Okay, you feel very well hidden behind Crandall and behind some of the fleshy guys. Pakara goes, "Well, I guess you're the general, so what should we do?" I mean, this is before you've hidden.
Okay, I think that what needs to happen is we can't get them past the cages, and the paint out is huge. We can't just lift that up, right?
No, you would know that, yeah.
So we need to stop them from chanting, because once all of this starts, I don't know if we're going to be able to go in and save them. So this chanting has to stop. That has to be the priority.
Okay, what should I do then?
You have a gun, right?
Oh, yeah, I do have a gun, actually.
Shoot one of the skeletons, maybe aim for a knee. We just want them to stop.
All right, I got it. And she is going to go ahead and shoot her gun, baby.
Come on, babe.
She does. Yeah, oh yeah, that definitely hits. It does do some damage. You see the crackling energy of the red just kind of fizz up and get really angry where she shot it. It catches the bullet, so it doesn't injure the skeleton at all, but the shield itself takes a second to reform itself. As you come into the room, you actually see Unzug is straight ahead, and so the two skeletons are closer to you on the side. She shot the one on the left. Crandall's next. I'm just gonna say you've got him pinned, you're hiding behind him, so he's just like, Is that all right?
I'm good with that.
Okay, great. Euthus's turn. Euthus is actually going to take a moment and whisper to you while this is happening.
Okay.
And she says, "I could fight Unzug, but the Painite is not providing me energy, and my life force has dwindled. I need more life force."
In like a healing way, or in
Yes.
like a weird vampire
No.
take my life force cat away?
No, that's what I plan to do to Unzug in a way.
Okay, great. Yeah, I've got a plan for that. Just wait a couple rounds.
We need my luck stone.
Yes.
We cannot let him get
I've
away.
got a plan for that. Don't worry.
Okay. Okay, it's Unzug's turn. He's going to spend his turn chanting. You don't really get a sense of how long this is gonna take. It's your one dwarf's turn. Okay, this is how this is gonna work. There are 10 little guys fighting around. Your first dwarf is gonna take on one of these flesh demons. We're gonna do battle of the dice. Dan, will you roll a d20? I'm gonna roll a d20, and whoever, it's either the dwarf or the flesh demons who are
For
gonna
years!
Come on,
win. I got a 5.
I also got a 5.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Wow. Do it again.
Okay. Oh,
They
that's
clash.
so
Maybe they
weird.
clash claws. and
Yeah,
sword.
they both. So the way this works is anytime a dwarf and is going up against a fleshy swarm, it's going to take 2 successes for one or the other to diminish, so they both took a hit. We'll just say that. So this is swarm number 1.
Ow!
And it's a 1v1. Okay, other dwarves are coming imminently, but not yet. Tippy, it's your turn.
Okay, so force cage is still up,
Yep.
right? I want to know where Robo Tippy is.
Robotippy and Gun Tippy, I imagine.
Yes.
Danielle, do you think Bizzee probably still has them?
100%.
I entrusted
Okay.
them to Bizzee for sure.
Yeah, Bizzee has them.
Yeah. And please describe, so they're on the outside of some force field that's stopping them from getting to me, right?
No, they're not.
Okay.
They're in the room with you.
They're in the room with me.
The only thing that's preventing them from getting to you is your cage.
Is my cage.
Yeah, but things can fit through. It's just an 1.5 inch bar space.
Okay, so first off, I want Robotippy to try to fly towards Unzug and try to shoot the luck stone out of Unzug's hand.
Now, Unzug is surrounded by an egg.
Oh, that's right. So he's
the
protected
shield.
by
the
and
you would have seen,
skellies.
Yeah, you would have seen the gun be able to pierce, but it's not piercing the skeleton, it's piercing the shield. And Unzug has a similar shield around him.
Okay.
But you can shoot the shield.
Pakara shot
A skeleton shield.
skeleton shield. And what did that damage look like to the shield?
Yeah, it looked like the bullet went through, the energy around it, the crackling just kind of centered itself on this really quickly, and then it just took a beat for the energy to renegotiate where it's
All right, I'm
a
gonna
little
shoot
more
at that
even.
same dwarf.
And
that
this is
Pakara shot at.
Gun Tippy?
This is Robotippy.
Yeah, Robotippy.
With a force strike.
Okay, 4 strike, great.
Okay, so that's gonna be.
And this is force damage?
Yeah, this is force damage.
Okay.
17
What, to hit?
to hit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That hits.
And the D4 is. It's only gonna be 5 damage.
5 damage. Okay, you actually see that the force damage looks like it did more damage than you expected it to.
Yeah, he's got a little imagine like steam coming out of him. He's just a little steam shot out of his hands.
Very cute. And it goes directly into that same skeleton's shield, and again, this crackling energy gets really saturated right by where it got hit, and it's almost like the shield itself starts cracking too. Like the crackling energy around it does seem like the egg itself is making some cracks on the outside.
And the last thing I remembered was I had turned gun tippy into hand cannon size.
That's right.
And now I'm gonna be like, hey, buddy, are you awake? And I want his little eyes to open up.
Okay.
And I'm gonna toss him outside the cage because he's tiny.
Yeah.
He's tiny size.
Okay.
I'm going to shoot at that same force field.
Same one, yeah.
The same one.
Go ahead. And,
Try to chip away
this
at it.
isn't force damage. This would be bludgeoning it, or
This is also force damage.
is it?
Yeah. So
This is Eldritch Cannon.
this is the Eldritch Cannon going off right now. So that's gonna be 17 as well.
Wow.
That's gonna be 13 points of damage.
Force damage.
Force damage.
Okay, great. It is hanging on by a thread. So
Okay.
this shield crackles. You can tell it's like blinking in and out of existence at the moment. Its thread to the Painite also seems to wear thin. That's your turn.
Yeah.
And your little guys are outside now?
My little guys are outside.
Okay. Fibs, your turn. You saw this happen. You saw that force damage did a lot of damage to it.
I had a plan, but I may have to change my plan based on what I just witnessed.
What is it?
Well, I was thinking of using Shatter.
Ooh.
Oh. You can shatter an unalive, like an inanimate object?
Yeah, I was thinking of centering Shatter on the Painite crystal, so it would hit both the force cages and maybe whoever
The Painite crystal itself?
Yeah, have it start there and then erupt outward.
Okay.
To try and disrupt this connection.
Shatter on the Painite crystal itself.
So
Okay.
Fibs scrapes his finger along the floor and pulls up a piece of mica from the floor and rubs it between his fingers and focuses really intensely on the spot on the Painite crystal where he can envision this sphere of just pure energy erupting from. But energy doesn't erupt. What does happen is he says, "Plug your ears." And you hear this deafening, loud, ringing noise erupt from that spot on the Painite sphere as a 10-foot sphere of just sonic thunder damage shoots out towards the force cages.
So cool.
And
That is awesome.
hopefully Unzug himself, I don't know how far away he is, but whoever's in that 10-foot sphere. But definitely I wanted to focus on trying to break the cages.
The cages themselves, I see. Okay, I'm down with calling these creatures, and so I roll a saving throw. I
Yes,
think.
you'll take half damage on a successful saving throw.
Okay, so this is for Euthus's cage. Disadvantage is 12,
You need to beat a 14.
beat a 14, and disadvantage on Tippy's cage is 7, and disadvantage on the Painite crystal itself is a 3. So, how much thunder damage?
Well, that's going to be 3d8. Okay, so it could have been better. That is going to be 9 points of thunder damage.
9 points of thunder damage. That's also going to affect Unzug's situation, his Painite thing. So that's 9? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll disintegrate the force cages that are around Tippy and Euthus. The other thing, though, that does happen is because you have attacked the Painite crystal and it took damage, it is going to mirror back to you for half damage.
Uh-oh.
So you take 4 thunder damage.
Okay.
But the rest of you see that like the Painite crystal is like taking damage and getting attacked and then firing back kind of the exact same spell at the caster.
Fibs' bell has been thoroughly rung as he feels the intense, loud noise ring through his skull inexplicably as well.
Yes, and so the thunder itself, I mean, just the sound of it, like you can hear the tinkling of gems maybe outside the room. Again, there are no gems on the walls in this room.
And if there's any non-magical objects in that area, they do take damage as well.
There's just
A
creatures.
couple chairs break.
No, well, you're lucky because the spell does not cast through the force cages.
Got it.
But you are now outside of your cages. You are still shackled, however.
So the cage is broken.
Cage is broken.
Oh,
absolutely.
okay.
Yeah,
Great.
that totally did it.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh. Great. Good move.
Okay, so now it's these flesh fiends' turns. Let's do a combat roll for this dwarf here we go. It's just battling d20s. I got a 4.
That's an 18.
18,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
So that one's done.
4 years.
This guy is going to move on to the next one. And your dwarves have not yet come, but there are kind of 9 more. I think half of them are going to try to feed on this Paynite energy the way they did before, but the rest of them are going to attack Fibs. No,
All right.
Would they attack Tippy?
no, they want to attack Tippy.
I'm hiding. Does that matter?
It does matter, yeah. I mean, they're everywhere. So I think you will still get attacked. The other dwarf, no, and then Picard will get attacked too. So let's see. We got 5 of them to deal with. Bizzee, a 9 doesn't hit. Bizzee again, a 7 doesn't hit. Fibs, a 9 doesn't hit. Dear Lord, a 9. And the last one to Pakara, a 5.
Fibs
That's
just
crazy.
slowly leans back, like Matrix dodging, until his like torso just falls back on his.
Yeah.
Bizzee has been just like positioning Crandall. Like anytime they like come close, she's just like,
I'm not rolling with this die anymore. Yeah, you're just able to fend it off using Crandall and your Matrix skills, and you got really lucky. Let's just say Euthus is in your corner, on all over my dice. Okay, so now we're at the top of the second round. That no longer matters for the rounds for the cages. It does matter for the rounds for the marked, though, which I also am tracking, and it matters for the ritual too. Bizzee.
okay. And so, looking at like the eggs and stuff that were cracked, or any of the skeletons, like, are there any huge holes where?
Yes. So the shield is still up, but it is looking weak sauce.
It's looking weak sauce. Okay.
Can she hear me? Like,
Yeah, you're out.
There's nothing.
Yeah,
I'm out of the
you can hear,
cage,
even-
right?
There were holes in the book.
Yeah.
We could hear you the whole. We could hear you the whole
I
time.
don't know how this Unzug magic works. Heal Euthus. Heal her. She needs help.
Before we went on our long rest in the last episode, just to have it on deck, I did cook up a potion in the chalice, Supreme Healing. And I had that on
Nice.
deck. How close am I to Euthus?
You could make it there using your movement speed, no problem.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna dash over to Euthus, and I am going to give Euthus the Chalice of Kirkin.
Roll your supreme healing hit points. That's gonna be quite a few.
healing is that?
Well, it's already plus 20, so let's go ahead and add
Plus
that.
20.
Already. And then on top of that, it is 10 d4.
Wow.
So that is 5. That
That's
is
incredible.
10. That is 15. Jeez. That is 19. How many am I at that? That was 4. And so last one, 19. And so that is 24. So that is a total of 42 healing to Euthus.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes, you can see she looks so much better. She does begin glowing. The cotton candy pink that you're used to with the glitter inside just does start emanating a little bit more from her. She is not quite, well, yeah, you know that helped her a lot. She totally downs it and hands you back the chalice, and yeah.
I am going to go
She
back to
says,
hiding behind
"Thank you."
Crandall. Thank you so much. I'm going to go back to hiding behind Crandall.
She says, I only need a little more. And that's an amazing turn. That's an amazing turn. Picard's gonna finish off this shield.
Shoot him, bae.
Yeah, no problem. She does. Shield's gone. And she just clocks it and kind of runs around the room and is gonna target the next one.
Whose shield did she break?
She broke the skeleton shield.
Okay.
What happens? You can see the skeleton just kind of move around. He's no longer chanting. The entire ritual isn't disturbed at the moment, but you can see Unzug like beef up a little bit, and there's a tendril of red crackling energy from the Paynite that tries to find its way back to this skeleton. The ritual continues, but the skeleton is a little busted and confused. That's Bakara. Crandall's gonna shield you.
Is it at all possible?
Maybe.
Would it be possible for me to tell Crandall to do something?
Yeah, tell her. Tell her.
Yeah. Hey, Crandall, I want to delegate something to you really quickly.
Ooh, your wishes, I'll do my best.
Oh God, just the worst. So Bizzee's gonna ask Crandall, does he have any like weapons or anything that he can do that would be able to distract, like get the skeleton that's like now out of the
I have a quill. Oh, I've got an ink pot, little journal. No weapons though, like I said before.
Great. I'm gonna have Crandall just like throw the ink pot. I'm just trying to distract because what I want to do is get that skeleton's attention.
Great, yeah.
So I'm gonna have Crandall throw the ink pot at the skeleton, just to kind of be like, hey.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. He says, "Oh, thank you for not putting me in harm's way," and he will throw an ink pot. He got an 8, and so he will throw it, and it will go away from him.
Well short.
Yeah, it definitely barely long. Yes, I have weak wrists, you see.
Did the skeleton notice it all?
But fat fingers.
How will I finish my missives now with no ink?
And then what did you want him to do? Just keep guarding.
Well,
you?
did the skeleton notice?
No, he didn't. Yeah, and the skeleton. I mean, you're reminded of the days when you were first birthed into undeath, and you're just very confused in the first place. Not a lot of sentience, some sentience, but for the most part, you're ready to be a thrall, and that's about it.
Okay, I am actually trying to break them from like. And
you're not trying to kill them. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not trying to kill them. I'm trying to like wake them up, and then I've got plans for them.
I love that. Pakara, that's her. That's Crandall. That's Euthus.
How are you feeling, Euthus? Better?
Better, yes. Just a little more. That potion that your friend gave me was so...
That's pretty cool, right?
It was so fantastic. Maybe another one of those. I would
Another
love
potion?
that. I would love that.
Okay.
If possible. It tasted delicious.
She can now cast magic. You know what? She's going to try just one of her spell attacks off to one of the skeletons. She can do that. So from where she's laying, she leans up and just weakly raises her arm and shoots out a force bolt. You've seen these before from Fibs doing magic missile. And let's see if she hits. Without a doubt, she hits that force field, and she does plenty damage to it. She's going to hit the skeleton to the right as you come into the room. That force field, and it crackles one more time, does a lot of damage to it, and she lays back her head to rest after that exertion of energy. And that's her turn. Unzug's turn. He's gonna spend that time casting. The dwarves will get here next round, but you've got one guy on a swarm. So Dan, you and me, let's go. D20 roll off.
Prepare.
18.
That's a 5.
Okay.
4 years.
So you can see that the swarm is overtaking him at least this turn.
Not me flesh. Oh, it was
One
my
for the
best
swarm.
feature.
And Tippy.
So Unzug is in his own little force field.
Yeah,
correct?
yes.
And do I get a sense that if I were to look through the scope, would it prevent me again now that I'm out of the...
No, it would not.
So Tippy, once again, with his shackles, raises his gun and he's like, "Who are you, you little bitch?" and like looks through the scope at Unzug.
Yeah, his name is Cordair Babblebrook.
Cordair Babblebrook.
Yes.
And would you say that was a bonus action?
I would say that was a bonus action.
So before I do anything, I'm like, "Unzug, I want you to know, you're not getting any of our bones, Cordair Babblebrook." Okay, can't hear me through the force field. Hey guys, his name is Cordair Babblebrook. Bigger nerd than I ever thought he would be.
That's way worse than what my name was.
Cordair Babblebrook. What a dork.
Okay, so with my action, I'm gonna go, "Euthus, we gotta get out of here, and I gotta get you back into your fighting form." So, can I reach her? Or am I too far away?
Y'all are on the table together.
I'm on the table together, so I put my hand on her hand and I go, "We're gonna get through this. No one's taking our bones." And I cast Cure Wounds.
Ooh, okay, how much?
Okay, that's gonna be 1d8 plus 3, so let's see what I can
I
get.
knew you could do that.
I can cast Cure Wounds as an artificer.
19 episodes later.
I just took it though. To be clear, I just took it on the level up. So
I think there was a one level up was like I just looked at your character sheets and like all of you had cure, or like Bizzee took it and Tippy. It was like y'all did not have cure wounds before. What did I do? What happened to you?
We have a little trauma. So that's not bad. That's going to be 10 points of damage. Oh, sorry. Oh my God.
What'd you give her?
I cast inflict wounds. No, 10 points of healing. 10 points of healing.
Okay, she's looking heck of a lot better. She just says, "Thank you so much. Just a little more. Just a little more."
I'm working out. I'm not really a healer. I just know, if
that was amazing.
Yeah, if I do a little mechanical stitching on you, it'll help.
And then last but not least, Robo-Tippy is a familiar, so...
Okay.
Robo-Tippy's gonna blast away at that shield, the same one that Euthus shot at.
That Euthus shot at, perfect. Okay, do some damage.
Okay, Robo-Tippy to hit, that's gonna be 20, dirty 20 hits.
That hits,
okay,
that hits.
And the damage is going to be 5 points of damage.
All right, shield's still up, but yes, it definitely took that damage as it shot. Oh shoot, she did force damage, didn't she?
Yeah. Ooh. And so is this. This is also force damage.
And how much was it?
It's
5?
called force strike. Yeah.
Okay,
5.
sorry about that. And then, oh man. Okay, so actually, this skeleton's shield is looking highly, highly damaged right now.
Okay.
It's still up, but you guys did good work. Tippy, Fibs, you're up.
So as Fibs surveys the situation, his eyes roll back in the side of the skull. See if he can find Loof. Loof, I need you to create a sticky situation. Where are the flesh monsters relative to Loof?
There are many. There are 9 more, basically swarms. There's like 3 of them right kind of in front of you.
Okay, I'd like her to just blast some webs at the one that's closest to us to create a little distance while we wait for our dwarven reinforcements.
Okay, she can just blast it and she says,
Unky Tippy, I am ready to engulf these monsters within my sticky strings.
Okay, great. Use your spider gun, not your spider hole, okay?
Seems like there was a different term that we used for that once upon a time that, never mind. Anyway, I rolled a 5, so you recharge your,
Yes, okay, so she's just
ability.
able to do that. I think they make a strength saving throw, but they're not very strong.
They need to beat a DC 12 strength check.
They do not. They got a 10, and so they are now enwebbed.
Also.
It doesn't do them any damage, they're just webbed, right?
Yeah, they're just webbed. They're restrained.
They're restrained, perfect. Okay, they
Yeah.
can't move. Lovely, lovely. Okay, that's
So that was Loof. Now Fibs has been surveying this, and he's seen people try to do damage to these force fields and all that. But does it look like that magic can pass through it?
No, it does not seem as though magic can.
Seems
pass
like
through it.
magic cannot pass through
They
it.
would, that magic would need to.
So they would need to be broken first.
Yeah, the magic will hit the shield before it hits the being.
So Fibs is going to adjust his hat of wizardry and stare at one of the skeletons that is remaining inside the force field.
Okay.
And attempt to cast Eldritch Blast.
Yes.
A spell that he does not know, but his hat
Oh,
does.
awesome. Okay.
So I believe this is
Force
a
attack.
ranged attack, so
Okay.
it'll be. Does a 22 hit?
Yeah, it is.
All right, so this crackling energy erupts from Fibs's hat. Just a little buckle in the front just erupts from there and smacks the force field around the skeleton to
It
do
does.
a total of. Where's the die that I need?
The 1d10er.
Okay, 9 force damage.
9, that'll do it. That'll break the skeleton's shield. Okay, so a few things happen now. You have the one on the left, that skeleton's force field down. You have the one on the right, that skeleton's force field down. At this moment, the ritual has not completely stopped yet, but the skeletons are now more sentient than they were before. So they're not just standing there trying to reach back out to the Pay Knight. They turn their eyes to the nearest person. One of them is obviously going to be looking at you. One of them is going to be looking at you, Fibs. And they get these like red lights glowing from their eyes from the Pay Knight, and they look like they're going to attack you. But the ritual continues. Anything else?
How far away is Fibs from
The skeleton?
Unzug?
Oh, from Unzug?
Yeah.
You're about 30 or 40 feet from the
Okay.
table, but from Unzug, he's on the other side of this Pay Knight crystal.
Fibs is going to try and start creeping about 10 feet closer to the table and try to keep his distance from both flesh boys and bone boys alike.
Okay, as far as the flesh creatures, one of them is going to attack your dwarven friend for use.
All right.
All right, battle off.
Let's go.
18 again.
Oh, that's a 13.
All right,
oh,
he's dead.
Smell unlucky day.
He's dead. You got four uses down.
Bury me.
Then
Somewhere
that
under
actually
sunlight.
means, since your dwarves aren't here yet, I'm going to say there's 9 of them. 5 again are going to attack. 2 for you, and then 2 for Pakara.
Kill my son 5
Okay, Bizzee.
years. I didn't like him that
2
much.
or 4. Okay, and 18 hits.
Overrated.
An 18 hits.
Okay, finally. 5 slashing damage as their claws rip into you, Bizzee. 2 for Fibs. 7 and natural 20.
No, why'd you get so excited?
5.
It's just the first one she's rolled today.
5 and
After
7.
rolling
So 12
nothing
slashing
but-
damage. 12 slashing damage as one of the swarms does make
me?
contact with you.
12?
12, yeah.
All right. Yikes.
And then 2 for Pakara, a 9 and,
Gosh.
and an
Alright,
8.
we gotta-
Neither of those are going to hit. The other
Gotta
ones
take care of some business.
are trying to feed off of these energy shields and running out to Fit Fettle Delve. Okay, the skeletons are going to go now. One is going to try to attack Bizzee, and one is going to try to attack Fibs.
And how are they attacking?
They're going to pick up some rubble from the floor, from the cracked tile. Why?
No, just one. I'm just wondering.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're not they're not equipped with anything, but they're gonna pick up some of the cracked tile rubble. Bizzee, this is on you. A 15.
Barely, yep.
It hits. Okay, and then Dan for you, Fibs. 7 does not hit. Okay.
Sure doesn't.
Okay, this is 1d8 plus 3. 6 bludgeoning damage. You see the skeleton just get these red, evil eyes, turn its head towards you, gain sentience and kind of disconnect from the painite magic of it all, pick up a handful of rubble and chuck it at you, and it is a heavy rock that just lands right on you.
Dude!
Unzug. You were once this being.
Yeah.
Just worshipped Unzug. Okay, we are back at the top of round 3. The ritual is still going and the marked are not here yet. Bizzee, your turn.
Okay, so now I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers.
Okay.
At the skeleton that is coming at me. Cordair Babblebrook is a really stupid name. God, what a dumb name. Really stupid name. Awful name. And then that's it. And so she's casted it.
Okay, awesome. Okay, let's see if this skeleton fights back. Let's see. And I need a DC 12?
Yeah, DC 12.
Is this
I have no frame
Wisdom?
of reference for who
Yes.
this is.
Who is that?
I was just born.
Okay, I do not make it.
Okay, and so what's going
11.
to happen is it is 3d6 psychic damage.
Oh.
And then you immediately have to get the frig away from me.
Okay.
As far as you are allowed to. And so while that is happening, Bizzee's gonna be like, hey, you know where I can't go? Like, I can't go in that room downstairs. And maybe while you're there, go look at some stuff. See if you see anything you recognize.
Okay, I think they're compelled to do that. And so how much psychic damage is this?
3, 5. So that is 6 psychic damage.
Okay.
And then, hopefully what Bizzee wants is in the same way that her memories were jogged by seeing things that she remembers. If she sends the skeleton down to the control room, the skeleton will go in there, remember who they were, and maybe decide that it could be really cool to start giving some energy to that painite, since that was what that control room was for.
Perfect. The skeleton does gain some recognition and is trying to run away from you. You did have the suggestion and kind of snaps out of it, but runs up to Unzug, and there's a trapdoor right behind Unzug, right behind this painite table, opens a trapdoor, climbs down a ladder, and that's the last you see of that
It's
skeleton.
Brignius, by the way. So I do have a bonus on this. I would like to know, I'm pretty close to Euthus, right?
Yes.
Can I, as my bonus, dash up to Euthus and use my thieves' tools?
Yes.
That's what I do. I use my thieves' tools on her bindings and on her shackles.
Okay. You've got a lock to clear on the legs and a lock to clear on the hands.
I'm going to target her hands.
Okay.
Because then she can use them on her own legs.
Okay, sleight of hands.
And not sleight of legs.
Okay, sleight of hands?
Yes.
That is a 7.
7. Okay, so you are up there, but you're not going to quite be able to unlock the shackles at this moment. The trapdoor is open, and you're able to see kind of down in there. It looks really musty and grimy, cobwebby, but this ladder is still there into the room. So that's Bizzee. Okay, Pakara, Picard's going to do the same thing and kind of run up to you, Tippy, and try to free you now that you're available. So let's see if she can.
Hey, babe, how's it going?
Oh, it's all right. It's good to see you. No, I didn't get it. Sorry, I'm just distracted by how very, very legitimately trapped you are.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like you're always saving me.
I know, I was just saying that. Everyone gave me weird looks for that, but yeah.
No, why?
I am.
It's completely true.
Yeah, and I kind of like it.
I kind of like it too.
Okay, great. It's Crandall's turn.
Role play later.
Crandall's turn.
It's Crandall's turn. All right.
I like what that skeleton did, which was run away. Maybe I'll follow it down into the room below.
Would Crandall, if he went down there, would he be able to understand how to send energy up to the painite crystal? Is that something he'd be able to do?
Well, I'm not a magic caster, but it might be cozier down there for me.
Oh.
Look, I ran a dungeon of many different types of monsters. You all are crazy. There's aberrations and fiends and fae and undead. Look,
so you would be able to instruct the undead that's down there that they need to be working on shooting some energy into that painite crystal?
So I don't know. It's a brand new one. The new ones, the new undeaths, we do keep in cages before they gain a little bit more knowledge to interact, and it does seem as though this one's under Unzug's control, at least for a little while. I could do my best, which I know you like that language, so...
Oh, God. Yeah, I do. Everyone does their best. Okay, and Crandall can't do anything useful, can he?
No.
He can't.
But know things. He's good at knowing things.
He's good at knowing things. That's great. Crandall is useless. I'll just keep using him for things to hide or possibly attack you.
He's
Maybe something he'll distract something.
Okay, perfect. It's Euthus' turn then, and what she's going to do, she's still not completely healed up, but she can make another strike. She's going to try to strike Unzug's shield.
Oh.
Yes, no problem. And she's able to hit it. The first thing that happens on Euthus' turn, though, is you can see her kind of reach up to strike Unzug, and at this point in the ritual, she does take some damage in her throat. Not much, but you can see her go, oh! As her pink aura is disrupted by this crackling red energy right at her neck.
Is that happening to Tippy at all?
On his turn, it will.
Little. Okay.
But she is able to get off a strike on Unzug's shield, and she's going to roll damage for that. That is plenty. His shield does not go down yet, but it looks massive. Like this force just shoots right out of her hand. It's a deity's attack. It's like the shield itself wants to turn into gas, but it forms itself right back up. It fires back at her.
Oh.
Definitely less damage, but still plenty.
So his shield's different.
His shield's different.
Got it.
You can tell, yeah. But it looks like it did so much damage. It didn't undo all of the healing that you collectively did, but yeah, it launched her right back, and she was like, I don't think I can do that again.
If it pushes her back,
she's still shackled, so it's just on the table.
So it wouldn't, and the force of it wouldn't have affected the shackles at all. Like it wouldn't have damaged them.
It just damaged her. But good question. Go ahead, just so I don't forget. You're going to take 3 necrotic damage.
Okay.
On your throat.
Okay.
Unzug, you're such a...
And he's going to continue the ritual. The dwarves are here! The dwarves are here! Okay, so they see their kin dying.
Oh no! His final words!
He's still dying.
I hope we arrived in time to hear the remainder of them. It's all right. I've got a few more items of business.
Okay, so they're gonna run up to some of these swarms and start fighting them. Dan, dice off. We'll do 4 dice offs.
All right.
I got a 19.
All right, well, I got a 2.
A 2. No. Okay, so that's going to be pro swarm.
That's single you.
Okay, and then again, I got a 15.
I got an 18.
Okay, that is pro dwarf.
That's 2 you.
Okay. And again, I got a 15. I'm rolling good now, baby.
That's an 11.
11. Okay, so that's pro swarm. And last one, a 3.
5 you got a 2.
You got a 2?
Uh-huh.
And I got a 3?
Yeah.
Oh, pro swarm.
No.
Oh,
Embarrassing.
man. Okay, so
we didn't send our finest now, did we?
No, they're not doing so great.
B7.
Now these are powerful beasts. So now there are 5 left to contend with the likes of you all. We'll do 2 Bakara, 2 Bizzee, 1 Fibs. 2 Bakara, 6 is not going to do it. An 11 might do it, though. No, it's not. And then Bizzee, 2 for you, 14.
Just hits.
It does hit, and another 14. Oh,
Damn,
no.
they both hit.
Okay, yeah, so this is going to be, not bad. You're going to take 8 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And 1 on Fibs. A 21 is going to hit.
Oh wait, never mind. A 21 you rolled?
21.
Never mind. Fibs takes it.
Oh, he takes it. Okay, great. So you're going to take 4 points of slashing damage.
Not doing so hot, guys.
And Tippy, it's your turn.
Okay, I want to observe sort of what our situation is. So, Unzug's force field is cracked, but it's like reforming.
It is cracked, but Euthus did like a hell of a lot of damage.
A good amount of damage.
Yep,
but
yep.
I get a sense if I were to hit it too, it's going to shoot back at me.
Yes, that and the
Something.
Painite Crystal have the same
Some sort
effect.
of effect like that.
Protection.
What about the other skeleton, the only skeleton left?
He's behind Unzug, and his shield has not been...
He's not been breached at all?
Nope,
And how's Euthus looking?
She's better than she was when she started, but yeah, she took some damage, so she's okay.
Okay, so first things first, I'm going to have Gun Tippy waddle 15 feet away and aim its cannon at Unzug and just try to shoot Unzug.
Okay.
Hopefully taking that shield down if I
Okay.
can.
And this is force damage again?
This is force damage again.
Yep.
That's a crit!
His inner goblin came out.
Okay, now we're talking.
Okay.
Y'all are still shackled because your friends, Bakara and Bizzee, just couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, this is a bonus action. That's going to be 8 and 5. So that's 13. Roll them again. 13 plus 10. So 23 plus 4 is 27 damage.
27 times 2 is 54.
Oh, sorry. I rolled the d8s twice. Was I?
That's good. I'm saying force damage is, he's vulnerable. The shields are vulnerable.
Oh, so how much damage?
54. That actually
Let's
puts
go.
it well over 100 damage to Unzug's force shield, and that will disrupt it. However, we need to say goodbye
Yes, to Gun Tippy.
to Gun Tippy
That's fine.
because
It says Gun Tippy's
he's
ultimate
going to
sacrifice.
also take 27 force damage.
And Gun Tippy just, he gets blasted, and the last thing you see of his googly eyes is they just pop like 2 bubbles.
Okay, yeah. Oh no, okay. So, Gun Tippy sacrificed himself to make that attack. Unzug's shield is down. The chanting stops.
Okay, I'm lunging for the luck stone in his hand.
You cannot. You are shackled, to the
so
table.
He's not close to me,
He is very close to you.
but am I out of reach for that?
Well, let's see how freaking lucky you are.
Okay.
D20, 11 or higher, you can reach it.
D20, 11 or higher, I can reach it. Come on, please. Come on, please. That's a 15.
15, you can reach it. You can at least try.
I'm going to try and take that luck stone out of his hand.
Okay, it's not in his hand, it's in his pocket.
It's in his pocket. I'm
Yeah,
gonna try to take it out.
This is going to be a sleight of hand roll.
Sleight of hand, perfect.
Come on, baby.
Sleight of hand roll.
Nat 20!
With the grippy.
Okay, there are many scenarios
so
where that would
stoked.
not have happened, but your
I'm so
dice
stoked right now.
totally, the dice tell the story. So
Oh my God, that's
you
incredible.
are. I mean, he has just blinked out of the shield, and he's just stopped chanting. So he's almost taking a second to get his eyesight back. But you have trained your eyes on Unzug and where the luck stone is, and you're a little goblin. You're built for this. You're built for picking pockets, and you are able to sneak your hand in and take it out without him even noticing before he's awakened.
So what happens?
So what does happen? It's off his person. He may or may not feel the effects. Again, it is just a luck stone, as you said.
Got it.
But Euthus, she's been lying there casting spells, and the minute it's in your hand, it's like her head jerks right to you, and she goes, "My champion."
That's freaking right, Euthus.
So that in your hand is on any D20 roll. You may roll it 3 times and take the highest of the D20 rolls.
Okay, incredible. All right.
As long as you have it, that's gonna
Swallow it.
Take it down the throat.
as long as you have that on your person, that effect is going to be in place.
In your person.
What if it's in me?
You are now Euthus' champion.
Oh my God, incredible. All right, that's my turn, I
That
think.
is your turn.
Yeah.
Okay. Fibs.
Fibs is looking really rough. He has just been horrifically torn to little bone bits and shreds. He's not doing so hot. He like kind of drops to a knee, holding onto his staff for support. And he says, Unzug, I'm gonna give you to the count of 3 to get out of here. 1, 2, and on the count of 2, he casts Misty Step to the ceiling directly above Unzug. Oh! And when he bamfs in, he slams the staff into the ceiling and whispers, Cord to Babblebrook as the command phrase, and turns into a 40-foot birch tree erupting from the ceiling onto Unzug's head.
What a move. What a move. What a move.
Okay, the ceiling itself is 100 feet high.
Oh,
but you
Misty Step
can
is pretty
turn
far, though.
in, you can Misty Step, turn into a tree, and land on Unzug.
I think that's the goal, right?
I guess I didn't realize it was
I thought you were doing that. I
100 feet
thought you were
high.
hitting him with the Kirby.
Yeah, I guess, you know what? I guess I'll do that.
You tree stomp Unzug.
Yeah.
Sick.
Bizarre, truly bizarre. If you guys want Unzug to fight, he'll fight.
Well, I don't know what else to do in this moment
love
because
it, but
I don't
let's
know about any
see.
control room.
This is insane. Okay, so I would call this a magical attack, even though it is going to be bludgeoning damage. We'll give you, it's normally 1d6 per 10 feet for falling, but it is a tree, so I'll give you, I don't know, I'll figure what what the damage roll is for a tree falling on someone.
It's got to be a lot.
It is magical bludgeoning. So let's see. Okay, well first he's gonna make a dexterity saving throw to see if he can at least get out of the way in some
Is
way.
he feeling unlucky?
He feels a little unluckier than usual, but he is a fantastic
For sure.
wizard. So he does make his save at a 21.
Okay. I guess that makes it. Yeah.
And oh my god, y'all. Okay, so a tree falls on him. Go ahead and roll 20d6. Damn, I'll help.
Whoa. Here,
right.
take some dice.
20d6.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Here we are.
As a tree falls on him,
As
which
a
like,
tree falls on. He did give us that stat.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
but
20d6 here. Let's.
I mean, we'll just wait until it's his turn.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
He's out of his
17
spell,
plus 8,
so.
25. So 25. 41. 49. And then I roll 4 more.
We're at 49 damage right now.
Okay. 57 points of tree damage.
57. Okay, so y'all, a tree falls on, but he does make the dexterity saving throw. So I'm going to say that is half, so that is 28. And because you planted yourself upside down, you're now upside down too.
Yeah.
I'm going to say a lot of people were in that range. Euthus and Tippy for sure.
Oh. Huh?
And the skeleton. I'll say the skeleton back there. Yeah. Yeah.
What? Oh no.
Yeah, Euthus and Tippy are going to be taking some damage too. Okay, but he takes half of that, which is 27.
I was definitely aiming away from a Tippy and
You were aiming away from the table.
I was aiming away from
okay,
Tippy.
okay, but some tree is going to fall on Tippy.
Some tree's
sorry.
gonna fall on Tippy. That's okay.
I think you and Euthus will take 2d6 of that damage if you were really, really targeting Euthus and the
Do we
skeleton
make a
behind
dex
him.
save or do we?
You're shackled. There's no dex
No
save.
dex
You're
Do I
just,
roll
yeah, you're
separate
just there.
2d6 or just?
Just roll separate 2d6, yeah.
Okay. 7.
You take 7 bludgeoning
7
damage.
bludgeoning damage. All right,
Yeah.
I will take 7 bludgeoning damage.
Whose was what?
Okay, and so you now have a tree. You have a tree right in the middle of this room that landed on its canopy, and I think it's maybe leaning to fall at some point.
Epic.
And the ritual is completely disrupted. No more chanting, no more shields around anyone. The third skeleton is also freed now. That did smash through its shield, no problem.
Out of the trunk of the tree, there's a large hole. And out of the trunk crawls Loof.
Oh, it's Loof's turn. Okay, what's Loof gonna do?
She's gonna try to enweb Unzug.
Oh, let's go.
All right.
That's what she would think to do in this moment.
I think so. So she gains purchase on this tree trunk that has just fallen from the sky. She crawls out of it, takes her web gun, and shoots at Unzug, who makes a strength saving throw.
Can he beat a 12?
Can he beat a 12? He is a wizard. Strength is not his strong suit.
That's what I've always said.
Well, it still is kind of your turn, so his legendary actions don't kick in yet.
His what actions?
What actions?
What do you think? Okay, so
Pulls out a chainsaw.
So he does not make his strength saving.
Okay, he is restrained.
Yes.
All right, he's restrained, which I think just means he cannot.
And Loof recharges.
Attack rolls against a creature has advantage, and their attack rolls have disadvantage. And it has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. Okay, well, its legendary action is now. Loof is triumphant. She just shot this overlord, and she says,
I am more terrifying than Unzug himself. Behold, Unzug, you let my mother die, and I have come to claim you with 7 guns.
And a clipboard.
And a clipboard. And the skeleton's turns. So one of them is down in the basement, basically. Another one was going to attack Fibs, but he's no longer here. I guess one of the skeletons is going to try to attack you, Bizzee.
Good. I'm dead.
Are you dead? Are you dead?
Probably.
Let's see. I've been rolling like terrible, an 18.
Yep, that hits.
So this skeleton is going to do 9 slashing damage.
Okay.
Are you dead?
Nope.
Okay. And then the other skeleton, I guess he's going to attack Pakara. Gonna hit Pakara.
Should have brought B6.
I know.
And actually do...
Fighting outside.
Oh,
Just helping the
y'all.
civilians.
Pakara does not look good. So the skeleton who just woke up is doing Unzug's bidding and running to the closest person he can see, and he attacks Pakara, just again smashes her with some rubble, and she just goes down, completely taken aback by the skeleton who is just reanimated. And that brings us to the top of round 4. Bizzee, it is your turn.
Okay, as a bonus action, can I run downstairs?
As a movement, you can.
So I'm gonna go downstairs into that control room, and I'm gonna look around. What do I see?
I guess the most important thing you see is a lever that you remember is the lever that retracts the ceiling all the way to the top, like as if it's a chimney, to the top of the mountain so that daylight can sneak in.
Okay.
Are you taking Crandall with you?
Yeah, he can come.
Okay, you and Crandall, and there's a skeleton who's, once you're down there, it's still frightened of you, so it's still trying to get even further and further away from you. There are some more bones, there are some more dead fate keepers, and it's a cracked glass-looking sphere that is in the middle of the room, up on a pedestal. It does look like this was the energy source for Matiana once she was there.
Okay, is pulling the lever an action?
You can interact with it as a bonus action, for sure.
As a bonus action. Okay, then I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
I simply have to. 3 whole points of healing to get me at 6, and then I'm going to pull the lever.
Okay. You pulling the lever, you all feel a rumbling. This room begins to shake and tremor and creak, and this is something that has not happened in a long time. Stone scrapes against stone, and the ceiling has a mechanism where it can spiral out and form sunlight into this room. It is not complete in this turn, but a shaft of sunlight drenches this room, and the red painite is no longer the way that this room looks. It actually does feel like day. Lots of red light still shining, but the daytime kind of overtakes it. It gives you a feeling of relief. This is going to make it easier for the marks when they come, for sure. Nice, Bizzee. Okay, Pakara's gonna try to release you one more time.
Okay.
She's not looking good, but she's gonna give it a
good,
shot.
Bayer? What's going on there?
Free Tippy.
Just hacking up blood.
Yes, that is a 21.
Yes!
Okay, Tippy, your hands are completely free now.
Great.
She's gonna hang around though and go,
This is the last thing I'll do, or I've gone down with a fight.
You're not going anywhere, babe. Not while I'm here.
you love to hear it. Okay, Crandall's gonna be with you, Bizzee.
Well, wait, is he down there with me? Is it his turn?
It is his turn.
Crandall knows things, right?
He does.
So you said that the crystal that's in there that powers.
Yes.
Would that be something that we would know that would be able to help recharge Euthus?
Oh, I don't know. Roll a d20, 11 or higher. 11 or higher.
Come on, Bizzee, come on, Bizzee.
12.
Big Biz! Big Biz!
Okay.
Let's go, Big
So yes, you would understand that this crystal is a maintenance crystal, and it could shoot into the Pay Knight, even though the Pay Knight is feeding right into Unzug. I mean, Euthus is right on that slab, so this has been done before. She's used to it, so I would say that, yeah, Bizzee, Crandall would understand this.
And he would know how to fix it?
Actually, he would know how to fix it. He can't do it. So he says,
Oh, I've seen these before. They are recharging stations for beings, gems, crystals, magic items even. Unzug has used some of these before, almost like a battery. And, well, it's dead now, but if you put healing into this crystal, you may be able to channel it to exactly where you want it to go. It would go straight to the Pay Knight. But it would be magnified, you see.
It would be magnified. Okay, this might be very stupid. Bizzee's holding the chalice?
Well, give that to me. It had healing in it, correct? And it is a beacon of healing.
It had healing in it.
It's of Ordenf. It's of Ordenf. Well, give it to me. Let's see.
and he places it on the stone and just touches the chalice to the stone and says,
Well, it is a magic item of healing. Let's see.
oh, and you see the white quartz does light up. So you're just in awe. I mean, this crystal, just with the touch of Ordenf, it starts brimming with magic. The entire tiny room that you're in is filled with white light, and you see the quartz. It shoots straight up into the room above, and the Pay Knight's crackling red energy almost subsides, or there's just an extra force inside of it, and you just feel amazing. You're back to normal. Your scars, your wounds, they've all healed up. Pakara is still broken, but you are great. And Euthus, I mean, as she stared at you and just says, "My champion," you see her almost convulse with like a big sigh of and she's
That's
still
right.
shackled.
Get hyped, Euthus.
Yeah,
Get
she's
hyped.
getting all hyped. She's getting all hyped. Perfect. Unzug does get a legendary action. He says,
I never thought a tree would fall on me in the middle of this ritual, but if I can't have the highway, then no one can.
and he reaches out and touches Tippy. I'm going to make a spell attack. Does a 13 hit you?
No.
I rolled a 1 on the die, but he has plus 12.
It does not hit me. It does not. Cordair Babblebrook.
As you mutter his name, he looks and goes,
That's right.
No!
and he's not the only one with a legendary action at this point. Because Euthus is healed enough to do things.
Oh.
And she feels her newfound power, and she looks over at Unzug and reaches out and says,
You were never my champion.
and even though she's shackled, she's able to look at him, see him, and he needs to succeed on a DC 22 Constitution saving throw.
22?
22.
Euthus is
Rough
bomb,
stuff.
but he does have a high con save. It is not enough. You feel this Pay Knight crystal like shake, like almost like the insides of it start to twinkle as shards inside of it kind of break apart from each other. And the magic that Unzug has had over this Pay Knight crystal completely shifts to Euthus. And she takes the magic from this crystal back, fully charged. And as she looks at him, you see the red energy that the Pay Knight crystal was giving him sap out of Unzug fast as he is kind of whipped away from his magic. Look, there's a tree in the middle of all of this, but he is pummeled by the inside of this magic, like fighting in his body, and he just starts vibrating and like looks as though his eyes are just tired and his power is gone. He looks like a man. He's an elf, but this man elf seems just so mortal. He looks bad, bags under his eyes, veins popping out and ugly, like skin that's old. And he says,
I've worked too long for this. This can't be happening.
and once more, he opens a dimension door behind him. It also does not look as powerful or as fast as it once did, but crackling energy around it, necrotic energy, opens up a new plane of existence where he steps aside and lets some creatures pass through as he leaves and disappears. But as he goes, he says,
Finish the job I hired you for.
and the creatures who have walked through are 3 humanoids, a gnome, a dwarf, a human. And these are the Yesterdusters.
Oh my god. They about to get whooped.
As soon as they leave, the painite underneath Euthus does start shimmering and shaking and twinkling. And that's not all. The entire Fitfettle Delve, all the way up into the sky that you see now, it starts rumbling and shaking. You hear screams and shouts of chaos. More dwarves running. The swarm of beasts start running up this chimney that's formed. Fear is overtaking everybody as you hear a shout of, "It couldn't handle this amount of power!" And you remember, Bizzee, as you flash back to the time you were in the Fate Keepers, and you remember that this was so buried in the lore, so buried to keep the dwarves safe, to create order and not chaos, that this entire Fitfettle Delve was built inside the caldera of a volcano that is currently erupting as the wind, a vacuum is creating wind in your room, and after the wind blows away, does get warmer and warmer. And that is where we will end this episode of Sagas of Sundry Goblin Mode.
Oh my god.
Stay tuned for a firefight next time on Sagas of Sundry Goblin Mode.
Someone undo my shackles.
I was just curious, like, which goblins did not get resurrection spells? And
just
could you
so
give their first name and last name, please?
Hath the slice of pizza.
And half a slice of pizza?